how do you approach, do you even approach like Google Maps and like Google Screen? Because a lot of times they're looking for physical office space. Is that just like, oh, okay, hey, I'm going to approach there's all these other channels. There's radio, there's TikTok and social and, traditional business development. Is it just like, okay, I don't need maybe to go all in on that channel. I got these other channels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually just had an SEO meeting with a prominent SEO company in the legal field, and they were saying, Brian, if you even want to rank on Google, if you even want to be in the same breath as some of those larger competitors, you have to have a brick and mortar office. And so for that reason, yeah, to have the Google visibility, we'll probably need to have one for that reason. But in terms of other kind of marketing, right now it's not necessary because we're getting a fair amount of referrals coming in, whether it's word of mouth or referrals from our doctor partnerships that we have. I do a little bit of TikTok and Instagram here and there, and that brings in a couple clients, nothing substantial. But we're able to generate, 20, 30, 40 clients a month just from word of mouth and doctor referrals. Now, you made mention of the jingles. We have a couple of radio commercials out, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, they haven't done anything because you can't just have one stray radio ad here and there without compounding that with TV and billboards, and you have to be everywhere for it to even work. And so the more I was thinking about it, the more I realized that I'm just on the radio as a flex. I'm just more just like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool, I'm on the radio. And to be honest, it's not productive. And I'm considering taking it down unless I'm going to double down or triple down with TV and billboards. And I'm just not so sure that that's a direction that I want to go in with the rate of growth that we have right now. And so a lot of different marketing considerations. And it's really just, if it's working right now, I don't want to overwhelm the firm. And because as we spoke about, as the more we grow, the more and more our systems will break down and need to be fixed. And so I want to make sure that as we're in the slower growth process right now, that we're honing in on everything. That way, if we do decide to go big and go on TV, billboards, radio, go all out on marketing, that we have the infrastructure, the systems, the people in place to be able to make that work.
I think that's so powerful, and I really just want to emphasize what you're saying here because I agree so much. It's like you can't just dabble here, dabble there, because it just won't be effective. And I would encourage anyone listening to look at like the flywheel concepts. So, if you're going to do radio, it works even better with billboards and outdoor advertisements. If you're going to do digital and SEO, it works if you have a review strategy and you also do Google Screen and you do a little Google Ads, because they complement each other and they supplement each other. And so that's been, I think that's really powerful. And, and on the just traditional business development side, how do you approach that? Because getting that number of cases is really strong. Is it just being intentional and creating these relationships, taking them out to breakfast? Like how would you recommend to another firm that they try, how would you tell them to go out and develop these relationships?
Yeah, so you absolutely have to meet them. And a lot of firms hire these marketing people that go send people out to go bring them gift boxes and lunch. And sure, that's fine, but you have to be the face of it. If you want a chiropractor to refer you a case, they have to know who they're referring the case to. So first and foremost, you have to go meet them. Whether you take them out to lunch, I think you don't even necessarily have to do that. You could just go into their office and say, hey, my name's Brian Matlin. I just opened up Matlin Injury Law. Hey, I'm going to send you a case. Just see how we work, see the job that we do, and you have to do a really good job. If you're not putting everything you have into your case, if you're not following up, if you're not answering their calls, if you're not even doing a good job, if you're not communicating with the client, these doctors won't send you anything at all. So you have to have them know who you are, build a personal relationship, and you have to do a good job, right? You can't have their clients coming in complaining to the chiro saying, hey, this lawyer that you referred me to is not answering the call. I can't get a hold of them. What's going on? Because then they're not going to want to send you anyone. So you have to be good. You have to know what you're doing. You have to meet them. And you have to get enough cases to refer back to them, because at the end of the day, it's a business. And so nobody's going to send you all these cases if you're not sending them cases. So I'm very intentional when we get a client. I'm very intentional who we're recommending that they go see. I say like, hey, you have 2 or 3 chiros in your area, but this one chiro, he sends me a lot of cases. So maybe in this situation, I'll send him this case, and that way I can build my business and get another case back by doing that. And we don't work with I hate to say it, but we don't work with shitty providers. We work with the best of the best.
Yeah.
And so anyone who I'm referring a client over to, I would go to myself. I would refer my family members to. And so it's not necessarily that I'm sacrificing on their health and well-being for my business building. It's a mixture of the two. I know I'm sending them to someone that will get them better, that will care about them, that I've personally gone to and been adjusted by, knowing that they'll be able to help my business back in return. And the more you do that, the more they get to know you. And that's definitely one huge targeted side of marketing is the chiros and PTs, things like that.
Well, the other thing that you mentioned, I heard Hermosi talk about this, and this really hit me hard. He's like, if you tell people what to do, what they need to do, it's like kind of annoying. Like, but if you say, well, this is who I use so-and-so. They adjusted my back, and I had a great experience with them, as opposed to saying, go see this guy. He's a chiropractor. It's like, okay, maybe I will. And so I like that you say, hey, this is who I've used for my family, who I've used for myself. And the other thing is the best way to build a referral relationship is to give a referral. And that's, you can take them a lot of breakfasts, but if you aren't giving them any cases, they're probably not going to send you much business.
Yeah. I have people dropping off gift boxes, but they do such a horrible job in their work that I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for the chocolates. I appreciate the Christmas gift. I'm still not sending you anyone because you're not doing a good job. And so it's the same when people send us clients. If we're not doing a good job, they're not going to keep sending them to us.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. And I appreciate the transparency, but you're and honesty, but it's true.
Yeah.
One of the things too that I was really impressed by is you've got over 125 star reviews. We work with many clients that really struggle in this area, and we both know how consumer behavior is and how powerful those reviews are. So maybe walk me through, what would, any PI attorneys listening, what are some tips that help from the review perspective? Is there technology? Is there tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the Google reviews became a very intentional and targeted strategy. So 125 star reviews is nothing. It's chump change, right? Ideally, we've had over 1,000 clients. I'd love to have 1,000 5-star reviews. And so the way that I really became targeted and intentional about it is there was one time where I got a really good referral. It was a commercial semi-truck case, serious injuries. It could have been a great case for us to have. And when I spoke to the client, I was like, hey, you decided to go with another firm. Actually, they called me and they told me, hey, we decided to go with another firm. I was just looking at their reviews and they just have a lot more reviews. And I had 14 or 15 5-star reviews, and she chose some firm that I'm guessing had, hundreds. And so I was like, okay, these Google reviews are pretty important. And so what I've been doing is every single client that we have, whether, when we had 15 clients to when we have 275 clients, me and my team, we work our butts off. We treat our clients like family. Our response time for text messages is 2 hours, where most firms are 48 hours. I call them personally, even though I have 200 plus other cases to call. I text them. We send them thank you cards, handwritten notes. We get them big settlements. We get them great settlements. We get them feeling better. We just do a good job. And it becomes really easy when you do a good job for someone to just go to them and say, hey, it'll really help our business out. Can you just leave us a 5-star review? If you don't have the time, shoot, I'll just write out this review and just copy paste it in there for me. We'll send you a $10 Starbucks card, for your time. I've even played around with the idea of doing like a grand prize cash drawing or VIP access event tickets for leaving a review and putting people into a drawing, different things like that. But what I figured out is when you do a good job for your clients, they'll do anything for you. And asking for a simple Google review, that's nothing when you're getting clients better and you're getting them the settlement that they want, expect, and deserve.
That's fantastic, and just really thinking about them and giving them great experience, and they will want to leave a review